Hi. That's right, ladies and
Kill with fire!
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Don't adjust your internet browsers. We're back on video. Around the Pound was originally meant to be a video program. Guess what? It's a video program again. So, okay. So this is our second week in our month of trailers here. Today we're going to take a look at the global trailer number 2 for Jurassic World. Joining me, of course, is not host James Phoenix over there.
Hello.
And we have the one without the nameplate, Chriz, aka the Mole, because he couldn't get it to work at the present time.
And of course, hello.
So, gentlemen, what did you think of Jurassic World? Personally, I think it looked decent. It was a pretty good trailer.
Star-Lord vs. dinosaurs. I'm in.
Yep, it looks pretty cool.
Well, as you pointed out, Mole, yeah, you're genetically breeding a killing machine. Don't think that's the smartest idea, lady.
It's a metaphor. It's the Aryan dinosaur.
Aryan dinosaur.
But yeah, it does seem weird that they're going out their way to crossbreed or inbreed or something breed a dinosaur bred for no other purpose than to kill for sport.
Yeah.
For sport, not just kill for sport. So that means, unlike a T-Rex that'll only kill because he's hungry or in defense, this will kill because lols.
Yeah, I mean, literally, the lady is genetically breeds a Tyrannosaurus Rex to make it more deadly, more vicious, more pissed off. Hell, it even kills its sibling, and she's surprised when once the thing breaks out, it starts slaughtering fucking dinosaurs wholesale. Why are you surprised with this lady? You designed it to do this!
Yep. It seems like most stuff when it comes to like business and stuff it seems like, okay, this theme park must have been around for a couple of years at least. Mm-hmm. So I'm guessing it's a case of, like, I don't know, Disney World. If everyone was like, you know what, we're sick and tired of Space Mountain, they're going to give you Space Mountain 2, which they already have available now. It's like this, T-Rex, people are like, oh, so bored with T-Rexes now. I mean, come on. If you stand still, it doesn't even see you. It's like, okay, fine. We'll breed something more deadly for you. There you go.
Yes, as if a, like, 35-foot, or however tall T-Rex is, monster that can run as fast, if not faster, than a car isn't deadly enough.
But it totally doesn't see you if you're stood still. Remember that from the first film. Despite the fact I loved the fact in the second film they had to go out their way to point out that the T-Rex does have other senses, people. He can smell and stuff like that. It's like, he's not just going to go, oh, they stopped moving. Where did they go? Oh, like a little 2-year-old playing peekaboo. He's going to go, smell where you went, and then eat you.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he only ate stuff that didn't move, then all of the fucking dinosaurs, like the Stegosaurus and shit, they were always slow moving. He'd never eat them. They just stood still. They're like turtles.
True. No, I do have to say, one thing I do like about where they're going with this a little bit is that they've got the dinosaurs now communicating with each other, which I think is kind of cool. It's like, Rise of the Planet of the Dinos.
Yep. That's what I said to you. I like that, because it's like it's sort of Planet of the Apes style thing, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I don't mind that. And it makes sense. I mean, I'm sorry, if they've been kept all this time, why the fuck wouldn't they rise up? Although it's weird that if they're keeping dinosaurs, they had in place open for fucking pterodactyls to just fly the fuck away. It's like in normal zoos, if they have birds, they put a cage over it. You don't just let it go. Oh, there's a child. Let's go and grab him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the pterodactyls broke in because there was that scene in the trailer where like the Tyrannosaurus or something destroyed or ripped a hole into there's just like you said, there's like a cage kind of thing over the aviary, and the holes ripped into it, and the pterodactyls escaped out of there. So I think they were kept in an aviary type thing, just like in the first movie. And just like in the first movie, it got fucking ripped to shreds.
Fair enough. That makes sense. It was just it went from scene A where they're communicating to like and then scene B, it's like boom, grab the child.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait
It's
a minute,
still-
do they have them open?
No, that was after all hell broke loose and Dino started breaking out. But it still boggles my mind how it makes sense that any corporation would allow Jurassic Park to even exist after the first like 3 movies. Seriously.
Considering how much money the corporations funded into that shit, I'm pretty sure they don't want to go bankrupt, so they don't really have a choice.
Yep.
So they're gonna go bankrupt because of lawsuits instead. Brilliant.
It's only lawsuits if something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't
mean,
know
if.
something would go wrong.
And it's only lawsuits if something goes wrong and they can prove it.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. A whole park full of corpses, I think, is proof enough.
Not if they've ate the corpses.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But, no, the park full of corpses, yes, but this park must have been profitable and sustained up until this point, considering our main hero clearly has a job just working as like a zookeeper and stuff, which means, logically speaking, it functioned up till now, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's like any zoo or safari.
Yep.
He is Star-Lord, Dino Whisperer.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what he is in this movie, it looks like. It's like he's the Dino Whisperer.
Yeah, which makes sense, because isn't that
Most
how all of them are?
respected
Normally, isn't that how all of them are? They normally all have some sort of ties to, oh, I'm this, so I can do this with dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like Dr. Grant was like, oh, I know exactly how all the dinosaurs work because I found their bone once.
Mm-hmm.
No idea how that works.
Well, I think the intimation there was that he had been doing research on the dinosaurs. It's like this wasn't like the first bone he found.
Which, logically speaking, so would the guy who's working there.
Mm-hmm. To some extent, yeah.
He would
True,
have to
I
have
didn't say
some
he
sort of
didn't.
training. No, which means I'm saying it makes sense that he'd be able to communicate and understand the dinosaurs, as that's what zoo people are meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
True. True.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do have to say the fact that he's got basically like a personal pack of raptors, I think is kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I think those were raptors that were running next to his bike, wasn't it?
Yep.
I do like raptors. Raptors were fucking awesome in the original.
Yep.
Yeah, were those raptors that he had basically tamed that like in that one scene where he's riding out on the bike and a bunch of dinosaurs come running past him and like flank him? Or I think those are raptors, right?
I think so.
It may have been.
It's like that's kind of cool.
You know which ones he won't be using? Those tiny little bird ones from the second one. The ones that were literally less smaller than a chicken, yet at a man.
Well, if you get enough of something in a swarm, anything can eat a man.
Yeah, but he'd logically just throw it off. It wouldn't keep going towards him again.
True. Like that, but if two of them started eating his legs, he wouldn't be able to run away, and then if the third one jumped up and ate his throat, yeah, he's not going anywhere.
But he was able to run away because he went behind he managed to get over a log. It's
I don't know
like
that.
it's like I don't know. rats eat human babies all the time. But if a rat comes on a guy and you do that, kudum, it runs away.
Mm-hmm.
And no, these were like, no, we'll just get him later. It's literally laughable that he had to hide behind a log to show how they could eat him. But that's neither here nor there.
No. I look forward to seeing, hopefully, some logical explanation as to how they're able to subdue or kill or maim this T-Rex hybrid.
Logically speaking, the main T-Rex or Raptors will just jump onto it again like the end of the first film. It'll either be T-Rex v this guy, or it'll be the Raptors v this guy, and they will slowly take him down.
Well, technically,
Because I'm guessing it's not bulletproof.
Yeah, and I don't think there's a because didn't whatever they had in the second movie kill the T-Rex?
I don't think they killed the T-Rex in the second one. I think they just reunited the T-Rex with her baby and then got her off the mainland.
One of the movies, they had a new dinosaur and it ripped the T-Rex's throat out or something.
I was going to say, I think he's referring to the third one, that new dinosaur with the spikes on him.
The Spinosaurus, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't the T-Rex show up to fight it? It didn't rip the T-Rex's throat out or something.
It may have, but
inside the building.
Yeah.
It may have.
And honestly, wouldn't surprise me if they had the T-Rex be the main dino protagonist in Jurassic World. My one complaint of the trailer, just watching the trailer, it's like, is it me or did it seem like an updated, modernized version of Jurassic Park trailer? Like, I mean, they had shots that were almost literally out of Jurassic Park, like the kids in the car going with the T-Rex. It's like, really?
Yeah, I made the case to you about that. Isn't that the same with most sequels?
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Star Wars trailer, which I know we're going to get to it, but look at that, just because it's a sequel. Oh, look, there's stormtroopers firing guns. Oh, look, there's a desert planet. Oh, look, it's because it's a sequel. They want it to feel like it. Because the problem with Jurassic World and Jurassic Park 3 was they didn't feel like Jurassic Park 1. So they want this to at least have some elements like Jurassic Park 1 to hook the audience back.
I suppose.
Makes sense. And at least they didn't go too cliche. They didn't put in a glass of water.
They did not.
You don't know
they,
that.
They probably will. You meant in the
They
trailer.
put it in the trailer.
As I said, you're right. They didn't put it in the trailer, but it might be in the film. I don't know.
It might be.
But it makes sense.
Speaking of things that aren't in the trailer that I hope are in the movie, how about Jeff Goldblum?
I like Jeff Goldblum.
I like him too. That'd be interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Depends on how many years after, like, the first trilogy this is.
I said he definitely won't be.
Fair enough.
Because according to the person who wrote this, he said the only character who's returning is the Asian scientist from the first film. And he said, and they did that intentionally because they want these new characters to stand on their own. They didn't want people to be watching this just waiting for that inevitable cameo. He said it needs to make sense why they're in the film, and if he can't make it make sense, which he said he couldn't make it make sense why they'd go back, that they're not going to be in the sequel. So I'm like, okay, fair enough. Then Jeff Goldblum and stuff like that aren't going to be in this one, which is a shame, but I understand why, because this is essentially going to launch a new franchise from Jurassic Park. Because I can see like Jurassic World 2 possibly with the same guy or something like that.
I could see that. It's just a matter of having some kind of connection to the original to try to bring it together. And so when your strongest connection is the scientist, yeah.
Yeah, but like he said, how does it make sense that Dr. Grant or anyone like that would go back to an island of dinosaurs that are possibly going to kill them again after the first two the guys from the first film have both been through this twice. It would be really stupid if it happens to coincidentally affect them a third time, and if it did it to the chick again, it'd be like, well, we've already seen it do this with the guys. This is kind of ridiculous. It's kind of cliche that just this one group from the first one have always been affected.
Which makes sense. I just felt they could have done something like even if they could have done something like where this park is running and they came there because they were like trying to shut the park down because they knew what might happen. Like it's almost like I told you so.
Yeah, it might be, but like he said he couldn't make it any sort of logical sense as to why for them, and I'm like, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So he said if they can do it in a later film, if they had do sequels, he might do, but for right now, he was only including the Asian scientist because it made sense, because why wouldn't they use the same scientist?
Fair enough.
One way they could have incorporated just as like a cameo, like a quick cameo thing, is like near the end of the movie or at the end of the movie, they could have like when they escape, you have like say the scientist chick escape to have her live. I'm assuming she's probably gonna die, but it'd be interesting if she didn't. But have her live, and then have Jeff Goldblum's character probably be like, "I told you, life would find a way,"
Mm-hmm.
and it did.
And then he immediately falls into a giant pile of shit.
Yep. Which, like I said, I'm all for the fact they're using the new characters because we got everything we could out the other ones. Otherwise, it's too cliched as fuck. Like you were complaining that they're recycling stuff from the previous films. That's literally recycling the sequels if they just make it happen to the same people.
True.
Right, which is why I was saying just do like a cameo thing at the end or something, like Jim said, kind of like the "I told you so" kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do something like maybe Chris Pratt's character has ties to one of them or something, and when the shit hits the fan, he pulls out his cell phone and calls them for advice. Be like, "Yeah, you guys have gone through this before. What should I do?" It's like number one, it never should have happened in the first place. You can like have a conversation, so they're not actually on the island, so it's not happening to them.
Yeah, which goes into the element the writer and director and stuff mentioned of anything that's not substantial, like something like that, is just a pointless cameo and distracts from the film. And like he said, there's going to be story elements already having to be cut for the script to make it a certain length.
True.
If something else gets cut, so one other character could appear for like 2 seconds of fan service, it's not going to exactly improve the film.
True. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it looks like it could be a good movie.
It does.
It could.
I also like the fact it's all new. I like the fact it's all new characters because we don't know how they're going to react as well. Like Chris Pratt's character seems to be more of a dinosaur sympathizer, or whatever you'd call it, like the chick was in the first film. Which that's kind of cool. But when he has the action of Dr. Grant and stuff, it's like, okay, let's see where this goes. I'm really curious where it goes. He's sort of like a hybrid of all three of the originals.
Mm-hmm.
Could be interesting.
Because even as that little bit more of a laid back, relaxed attitude that Jeff Goldblum's character had for most of the first one.
Yeah. If we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this my way. Now, I look forward to seeing what Chris Pratt does because he's a good actor, and I still need to see. I forgot the name of the movie. Guardians.
Speaking of which, the problem I have here is he got a little. Everybody now sees him as Star-Lord. So the problem is, now you're watching a trailer and you hear him say that we do this my way, and then you're expecting them to cut to him leading a group of people out into the forest on the dinosaurs with Hooked on a Feeling playing in the background. That's the problem.
Some people do. I still remember him from Parks and Recreation first.
Fair enough.
And of course, Lego Movie.
Yeah, that's what I know.
That show got canceled, unfortunately.
Everything is awesome.
I didn't think the show got cancelled. I didn't think it got cancelled. I thought they just ended it because it was naturally at the end. That's why I said, okay, this is going to be our final season.
Okay, maybe it was the end then. I just know it was a list of shows that were done.
It is.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it should be fun.
It should be.
Where do you guys reckon they're going to take this?
I said, I can see potential sequels, but I'm hoping they don't do it too often. because we don't need this happening every year, because that'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Right.
But I like where they've gone with the film and taking it more back to what Jurassic Park was with the first film. So it looks sort of like more actiony than the first one, which makes a little bit of sense. But still keeping a bit more. But it also looks a little bit more fun than the first one too, and a little bit more. I don't know what you'd call it, but creative. Of like, okay, now we're seeing the dinosaurs evolve. So now it's not just dinosaurs; it's intelligent dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that dinosaurs are famously stupid.
Yep.
Personally, I don't think they should have gone the kids route, i.e., I don't think they should focused on the kids, because this is Jurassic World. You have it set up to where it's a fully functioning theme park, so therefore you have the public. You should be focused on the public, not the kids. The only reason the kids were the focus of the first one is because the park wasn't open yet and they were just there visiting their grandfather, which made sense. In this one, I feel I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me that they're focusing on the kids again.
Yes. If you have a theme park with real dinosaurs, who do you think is going to be the most interested to go there?
Well, I'm not saying don't put kids in there.
Paul.
I'm just saying don't focus it on the kids, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that draws sympathy for people. People don't want to see kids die, so it works. People don't care if some random dude. People don't care if some random dude gets eaten.
Yeah, it's also
I know.
like the first Jurassic Park film. It is a family film.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little dark, it's a family film. The kids need an audience surrogate, so they'll have their kids in the film. It's a little similar to what was in the first one that people will recognize. Plus, like Jim said, it's a fucking dinosaur theme park. There's gonna be kids.
Yeah. Right, and
plus we don't even know we don't even know whose kids they are. They could be there visiting their Uncle Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
This is true. I don't know, it just didn't seem right to me that they now have this park full of people, kids and otherwise, and yet they're choosing to do the same thing as the first movie, focusing on 2 kids. I'm like, I'd rather see them focus it on Chris Pratt and the public itself. And yeah, you're going to have kids in there, you're going to draw that sympathy. But, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but
it's because the general public ran out of there. In the trailer, most of the public ran out, and the ones that were showing you are going to be the main characters. Something's going to happen as to why those kids stay behind. They're either related to one of the other adults that are in the park, or they get locked in somewhere before when this happens and they can't escape. It's going to be something along those lines.
Well, no, they actually explained it. What they said in the trailer at one point, there was a background line where somebody said that what happened was there was 20,000 people in the park, they had no more boats left, and there was dinosaurs running loose. So that was pretty much a setup, is that they had about 20,000 people left in the park because they didn't have enough boats to get everybody off the damn island.
Yeah, but I mean...
So everybody is stuck on the island.
Yeah, but I mean, the kids that they're focused on who are probably going to be main characters, there's going to be some reason why they're main characters.
True.
There's going to be something there to tie them to the main story and just make them seem more important. And to be fair, hasn't every Jurassic Park film had kids because of the family element?
Yep.
A kid, yeah. See. Yeah, I guess it had.
First one had.
I don't think the third. Did the third one have one? I know the second one had a kid. I can't.
Yeah, first one had the 2 kids. Second one had Jeff Goldblum's African American adopted stepchild. And the third one, I swear it had at least 1 kid, because I seem to remember Dr. Grant helping one of them down from the big electric thing as that Spinosaurus came through.
Fair enough. Might be right.
I think all 3 did, but if they didn't, and if the third one didn't, to be fair, which is the one everyone says sucks?
True.
Yep.
Well, you might be right. The third one might have had one, but I don't know. I just feel that with the setup they have here, they could have. This could have been the one that they could have done something different with it. They could have been like, we don't necessarily have to focus on the kids because we have like a plethora of kids in this throng of people we could use. Instead of, let's focus it on just these two. Fuck the rest of them.
Yeah, but like I said, it comes down to what people expect out of the franchise. It's like, I don't know, take Star Trek, for example. Besides Deep Space Nine, hasn't every single one focused on pretty much people in similar roles of a captain, a science officer and stuff? They don't even try and mix it up. Like, they don't do it about some of the colonies they've set up. They don't do it more about the Federation behind the captains or anything, because that's what people want.
Yeah.
People who will go to see Jurassic Park, kids want to see other kids. Adults want to see Chris Pratt and dinosaurs. Everyone wants to see dinosaurs, but that's pretty much what people want. You want a female, a guy, and kids.
Yep.
Fair enough. I just hope that they don't have a Dennis Nedry character, because if they have a Nedry character, I'm done. It's just like, no, that's just too many similarities. At that point, you have no, like, originality. Like, if they go with that plot, then fuck this movie. But hopefully they won't do that.
I don't think they'll go with the same plot and stuff, but I'm imagining they'll probably have similar characters from the first one, because, like I said, all the sequels had similar characters, or at least the second one did. Like, in the second one, instead of fat guy who took out the stuff and then gets spat on, instead you have hunters who are now bumbling hunters who are now hunting for fun, and they're going to cause everything because of their greed. It's like there's similar tropes and stuff throughout the films, and that's why people like that franchise.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I mean, if it was a carbon copy of the first film, I'd be pissed, but it doesn't look like it will be, because like the intelligent dinosaurs and the new dinosaur alone seem to add new elements, and Chris Pratt's character isn't like just some doctor who's there to check out for the first time. He's got a personal connection to these animals.
Yeah, this is true.
Like you could easily see Jeff Goldblum and someone like that from the other films maybe killing a raptor, or maybe killing a T-Rex if they had a chance. I can see Chris Pratt's character actually thinking twice before he kills the dinosaurs as often.
True. Yeah, because his character cares about the dinosaurs, which looks like it's kind of his job to do so.
Yeah, and he seems to have fun doing it.
Indeed.
Oh God, they're going to turn the female scientist doctor person into the Nedry character, aren't they? She's going to get all pissed off at everything that's going on, and she's going to try to get out with some sort of data or something so they can start this all over again.
Or she's the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
It could be.
Because that also worked for the first film. Have the love interest, and then you can have that big moment where Chris Pratt and his love interest rekindle like openly as those two escape.
Could be interesting.
And what is Jim looking up?
Oh, nothing. Nothing important.
I was looking up something.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought you may have been looking up something to do with the film, my bad.
No, I should, but I'm not.
What would you look up for the film?
I just thought with us not debating, but us discussing, like whether or not there was kids in the third film and stuff like that. I thought you may have been looking that up.
Well. I can classify. I can clarify a few things for you. This movie takes place 22 years after the events of the original Jurassic Park film.
Wow, that's way ahead. Okay.
That's not way ahead. That's real time ahead, because technically the other one came out like just before.
No, that's true.
Or around, because it came out just before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, or around the same time, and that's been like 22 years. So it makes perfect sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Near Costa Rica, fully functioning park. Yes, those were velociraptors, and the velociraptors are named Blue, Charlie, Delta, and Echo.
Okay.
Shouldn't the instead of Blue, shouldn't it be Bravo? Since they're all
Yeah.
like the code names, like Bravo, Echo, Delta.
I don't know.
Well, maybe he has a blue
Yeah,
partner.
the corporation's request to create the hybrid, which is known as Indominus Rex, by the way.
Dominus.
What the hell kind
That's
of name is that?
It's like it's bred for the pure evil. Like the
Yeah,
Decepticons
what?
know it's evil.
It's Indominus Rex. Yeah. It's created from the DNA of the Gigantosaurus, the Rugops, the Majungasaurus, and the Carnotaurus.
Indominus Rex, the Decepticon equivalent of Grimlock.
Let's see. Also, what do we got here? Bryce Dallas Howard is clear. During the park's operations manager, her nephew Zach, and played by Nick Robinson, and Gray by Ty Simpkins, are visiting the island when the hybrid escapes, and are subsequently caught in the creature's deadly rampage.
Told you the kids would probably be related to someone.
So they are basically just straight up copying the first movie then, because she's the one that's running Jurassic World, technically.
Yeah, and in all fairness, it's one kid, because one of them is 13, the other one's 20. He doesn't really count.
The other one's 20?
Yeah, Nick Robinson, who plays Zach, his actual age is 20. How old he's playing in the movie, I don't know, but...
I imagine probably teenager.
I would imagine, yeah, probably 16, 17, maybe 18.
Which is even better, because then you have the kid's perspective, the teen's perspective, and the adult perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
And the other characters include Vincent D'Onofrio as Vic Hoskins, the head of security operations for InGen.
Oh. I saw him in there.
Yep. Well, there's Omar Sy as Barry, a tamer who takes care of Owen's Velociraptors. You know who B.D. Wong is already. Irfan Khan as Simon Masrani, the CEO of the Masrani Corporation and owner of Jurassic World. Jake Johnson as a tech-savvy operator. Brian T. as Katashi Hamada, a member of the ACU, Asset Containment Unit, a group of security guards instilled on Isla Nublar.
It is Isla Nublar? Okay, so it is the original Jurassic Park thing, because that's the original island.
It's Isla Nublar, yeah, I didn't mention that, sorry. Judy Greer is the mother of the kids. Claire's personal assistant is there, and some other employee. So, there you go.
Which that makes no sense, because at the end of the first movie, didn't Hammond basically agree that, yeah, we're going to have the government deem this as a no-fly zone, as basically no one comes to this island because big bad dinosaurs that are going to kill you?
Yes, but in case you haven't figured it out, given the time frame and the actual actor, Hammond is dead.
Also, it's worth noting that based on the time frame and stuff, it was probably a no-fly zone because there was loose dinosaurs. Who's to say they didn't go in there like those hunters in the second one and recapture the dinosaurs and set things but right?
Yeah.
True. Because that worked so well in the second and third movies.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, the second and third movies weren't set in the same type of thing, but like the second one, they still caught, but they still managed to capture and wrap things up pretty well.
Yep.
See, I thought the third one they went back to Nublar. That's why the plane went down, because there was just free flying like pteranodons and shit that just tore that shit apart and made it crash.
Possibly, but like you said, I thought it was a no-fly zone.
Yeah, it was supposed to be, or at least it maybe not necessarily a no-fly zone, but a, this island is banned. You're not supposed to land on the island, yada yada yada. But private corporations say fuck you, government, as they do.
Yeah, fair enough. What says of the gym?
It doesn't say anything about a no-fly zone. It just says that Grant decides not to endorse the park, a choice with which Hammond agrees.
I mean, what does it say about the third one? With where it was set, and also whether or not it had kids, is that we were discussing.
Okay, well let's take a look. Scrolling. Jurassic Park 3.
I seem to remember a kid in the third one, but it might have just been
You might
at
be
the
right.
beginning and
end. Trevor Morgan as Eric Kirby, Paul and Amanda's 12-year-old son, stranded on Isla Sorna.
Oh, it's Isla Sorna. Okay, so it is a different island. Fair enough.
Site
I stand
C.
corrected. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, the second one was Site B. I assume they'd go Site C, unless they went with Xbox logic, and this is now Site Z because it has so much more dinosaurs than the previous installments.
You know, Isla Sorna is the island from the second one. They just went back to that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's the same size as the second one?
Yeah. Yeah, Isla Sorna is
Fair
the
enough.
island from the second one. Now they're back at Isla Nublar.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Which, yeah, like I said, I like what they're doing with Jurassic World. It looks really fun. It looks like if you like the first film, you may enjoy this too. Yeah, a load of sequels, like we mentioned, tend to retread old ground, but
Yeah.
sometimes that's needed because if they go too rapidly different, example Highlander 2, people are like, what the fuck, to the point where they get written out of continuity. Example Highlander 2.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well,
This is true.
there can only be one.
Until the second film, you find out they're all aliens and there can be multiple.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, the fuck? Yeah, that movie made no sense, but
Stay tuned for Marcus's review of the Highlander trilogy on Shadow's Maw.
hell no.
I
wouldn't mind
no,
review-
he's not going to review. He's not going to review the Highlander trilogy because there's at least 4 or 5 films now. So he hasn't.
Is there? Okay.
Not a trilogy anymore.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Which means he has more to review.
Nice.
Oy vey.
Highlander month on the Shadows Mark.
Nice.
With Jim reviewing the TV show because there was a TV show of it.
Nice.
Yep. I was gonna say if we were doing that, I would insist that Jim review the TV show because I want to be in on that.
Yeah,
Best
the TV
theme
show.
song ever. I love that
Nice.
theme song. Here
Best theme song
we
ever
are.
is. I was gonna say best theme song ever, Highlander 1, which is where that came from.
That's true. Now that you mention it, I hadn't thought about that. But
Hell, literally,
Yeah.
the music video consists of them rocking out with Raiden totally nail him. Is it wrong? I don't remember his name, but every time I see him, I'm like, it's
yeah.
Raiden.
It's raining.
Chris Lambert, I want to say.
Yep, that's correct. And despite what
That's fucking
a lot
great.
of people say, I really liked Adrian Paul. I really did. I thought Duncan was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I liked the TV show was pretty good. I thought crossing him over was genius, and they did a good job with that, but then they fucked it all up.
Yeah, yeah. We should do a Highlander month since we all seem to be fans of that. But speaking of which, they should do like a Jurassic Park TV series. I think that'd be awesome.
They did, technically.
They did. I think
Yeah.
they did like a cartoon or something, didn't they?
No, the reason I say technically is Steven Spielberg literally made a TV show like a couple of years back,
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 years back, called something. I can't remember what it was called, but it was all about dinosaurs and humans and stuff. And it's like, oh, this is totally not what if humans colonized the Lost World.
Fair enough. I don't know. I think like a Jurassic. I think like a Jurassic World like mini series or something would be kind of awesome.
That'd be kind of cool. Jurassic
But,
Park,
yeah.
the series, where they do the
Yeah.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. approach, where they say something big's coming, it'll tie to the films, and it's just people enjoying a theme park until the end. Then they'll say, oh no, something's about to go wrong, and then it'll cut to the film where you actually have to watch instead of the shitty TV show. Just like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And in all fairness, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does help explain things. They actually showed in the episode that aired this past week, right after Age of Ultron came out, They actually went through and they showed a some
No
scene.
spoilers for Age of Ultron.
No, it's not. No, yeah. Here's a well, here's a fucking spoiler. Nick Fury shows up in a helicarrier. That's your spoiler.
Yeah, which I would have to say the TV show doesn't need to explain that because it's fucking Nick Fury. Marcus, was there any doubt in your mind that he would have a contingency plan or he'd be able to get another helicarrier or something? Like him showing up, do you think, whoa, how does this happen? This needs to be explained right now. Or do you think it's fucking Nick Fury?
Yeah, exactly.
True, it's just a handy thing because they have been talking about this in the show. They talk about this thing called Data Protocol. Nobody knew what it was, and then at the end of the episode, the week before the movie came out, you see Coulson get on the line to Maria Hill. They said, "We're activating Data Protocol. Let's bring in the Avengers." And then on the episode after, they talk about how talk about the Avengers defeated this, and that, and they cut to a flashback where Coulson goes to one of the facilities run by one of the Patton Oswalt clones or brothers. You see, they see him talk about they walk in and they see look at this helicarrier, and Coulson's like, yeah, it's not easy keeping a helicarrier secret, And it turns out he had the helicarrier refurbished for Fury.
Yeah, which, like I said, that doesn't really need explaining.
Yeah.
It's still fun, though.
I mean, it'd be like making a whole TV show just to explain why the Joker had lint in his pocket in The Dark Knight. I don't give a shit. Some things don't need explaining. Where did he get those knives and lint?
Where did he get those wonderful toys?
I'd like a TV show explaining where he learned the pencil trick.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, that's how one of Siegfried and Roy really died.
Ah.
They don't get mentioned enough.
Okay, then.
Siegfried and Roy were kind of awesome. I'm just putting that out there.
Mm-hmm. You realize they're both still alive, right?
I thought one of them got bit by a tiger.
No, he got mauled by a tiger. He got mauled by a tiger, but he survived.
Ah, fair enough.
No, he did get mauled by the tiger, and that's why they don't really perform anymore.
Yeah, I remember they did. I remember he got mauled. One of them got mauled by a tiger. I remember they stopped performing. I remember the other. I thought they said the other one died. I couldn't remember.
No, as far as I know, they're both still alive. So Wikipedia.
So there's a question with Jurassic World, I guess, kind of reviving of the Jurassic Park franchise. Do you reckon they're going to make a video game for it? Aside from the Lego one, obviously.
Yes. I was going to say, yes, the Lego Jurassic World.
I meant like an actual Jurassic World video game.
And
or
actually,
Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, they're both alive. Siegfried is 75 and Roy is 70, and they stopped performing in 2003 after the tiger incident, but they're still alive.
Yeah, that's what I said to you. I thought one of them had died, and I said, oh, but never mind, because that's what you'd said.
Yep.
There was literally no point to checking that.
Oh, there's always a point to checking it.
Yeah, do you guys reckon they're going to make an actual Jurassic Park or Jurassic World video game?
They'll make a Jurassic World video game. There's too easy of a tie-in not to.
Like I said, they will. It'll be the Lego one, only because, as we discussed over on XGR, you'll remember that as the #1 podcast on this show. Yay.
Ouch.
But basically, on XGR, as we mentioned, where was the Avengers game? Where was the thingy Guardians of the Galaxy game? Most movies don't have games now. They're either iOS tie-in games, or they're basically somewhere like Disney Infinity or Lego Dimensions or Lego versions.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where's the Age of Ultron game? Oh, that's right, they're doing a Lego version at the end of the year. Movie games seem to have died out a bit, for better or worse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is too bad, because I think Jurassic... Yeah.
I was going to say, I find it odd that Frozen, like it or love it, Frozen got a video game and Avengers doesn't. Unless it's Lego, and I'm like, wait, what? One clearly lends itself more to a game than the other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's too bad that movie tie-ins are dying out. I mean, don't get me wrong, a vast majority of movie tie-ins suck balls. But
yeah,
I think Jurassic
Park... I'm shocked movie tie-ins didn't die with E.T. for Atari 2600.
I would say I was surprised they did. I was surprised they would have done, because we've had some good ones.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I feel that Jurassic...
Unless no one here likes what?
But I feel Jurassic Park. Jesus Christ.
It's the lag, Marcus. Because I'd finished speaking before you started speaking the first time.
Fair enough. As I was trying to say, I feel that Jurassic Park deserves a good video game because it's not had really great video games. It's had one semi-decent one, but all the other games that have come out for Jurassic Park have sucked ass.
Wasn't
No,
the
except
second
for
one
I
pretty
think
good?
the latest one.
Unless
Which one?
unless you include the ones on the Mega Drive, which were great side-scrolling games, Jurassic Park Operation, whatever the hell it was, where you got to build your own Jurassic Park, which was pretty cool, and the Telltale one, which wasn't terrible, it just wasn't as good as the other Telltale games, but it's still pretty good.
Like I said, the Telltale one was pretty, from what I heard. The side-scrolling one, the one I'm thinking of that was semi-decent, is the one where you, more of the arcade style, where you either get to play as some random hunter dude, or you could play as like one of the raptors or something.
Yeah.
That game looked
See, I
pretty
liked-
fun, but that game was hard.
Yeah, see, I liked the one where you got to build your own park, theme parks, or roller coaster tycoon, depending on your definition of those style ways, because I liked them. The only downside was with it is they tried to include a bit more action, so you had to sometimes go in and track and shoot the damn dinosaurs to put them to sleep. But minus its problems, it was still pretty fun. However, yeah, I was going to say with the movie tie-ins, it's a double-edged sword. People want an Avengers game, but at the same time, we've had games based on Iron Man and Captain America and stuff, and they were shit.
There was a Thor game too.
There was, but I hadn't played that one to say if it was good or bad.
Fair enough.
True.
But yeah, the Iron Man games were horrible. The Captain America game was not great. We've had loads of terrible, terrible movie games, and as a result, people have stopped buying them. So people have noticed movie games don't sell as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I would argue Lego Jurassic World, it looks like probably the best Jurassic Park game we'll ever get, and it plays through 1, 2, 3, and World.
True. And you're absolutely right. The movie tie games haven't been selling very well. I mean, but that's the thing is, I think they could if, like, developers and stuff actually cared about them. Because I think the reason they don't sell very well is because, as you pointed out, the games are kind of shit. And I think the games are shit because the developers don't really care about those properties, about the movie tie-ins, as they do, like, their own properties, or even that property but not as movie tie-in. Like, for instance, Batman. You know, when Batman Begins came out, there's a Batman Begins game which wasn't too terrible. It wasn't good, but it was okay. It was just one of those kind of mediocre ones. But then when you take Batman and you take it out of the movie universe, you get Arkham Asylum, which was fucking awesome.
Yeah, but one of the main reasons for that, I feel, is because think like this. Let's say 2 years' time from now, or 8 years from now, is Batman v Superman.
Mm-hmm.
The movie studios are trying to keep it as hush-hush as possible, so they don't want to give away too much of the story. Therefore, the developers don't know everything that's going to happen in those films, so they have to just make some sort of rushed engine within a year or two to try and get this out in time for the film. Whereas if it's something like, say, Arkham Asylum, they know what the story's going to be, they know what they'll need, and they know how to build the game around it and just go that route, which means more need stuff like that, like an Avengers game that wasn't about the movie, but was actually something about the Avengers and made from the ground up just to be a good game would be pretty fun.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I think you brought up another good point that I think is a big mistake and was a huge mistake for movie tie-ins, and that is the studios insisting that the developers have the game launched by the time the movie launches. I think it would have worked a lot better if the developers could develop it and launch it after the movie has hit the theaters, because then they get to see all the movie and everything, and then it's like you have the excitement of the movie if it's a good movie. And most of the video games, not all, but most of the video games based on movies, the movies were actually pretty good. you have the hype from the movie, and you have people say, well, I want the video game in the movie. You wait like 3 months, 4 months, whatever, boom, you have the game in the movie afterwards instead of rushing to launch it when the movie comes out.
Yeah, which works ideally, but not in a practical sense. Because they've done that with a few movie games, like Superman Returns, which I thought wasn't a terrible game.
Yes.
And they released that months after the actual film came out, and as a result, no one bought it. And it's not because they saw the film and thought it was terrible and decided not to buy it or anything like that. It was just because by the time the film, basically with films, there's like the film, and when you watch the film, you're hyped up. But 4 or 5, like 3 months or 4 months, you're hyped for the next film, and suddenly you're off this. Like Jurassic World now, okay, pretty cool. Everyone's hyped up for it now. What about in a couple of months' time when the next big film comes out? If they've delayed the game too much, people are going to care about that instead of Jurassic World because people are a little fickle.
True.
I think that's why he was making the point of you release it when the DVD comes out, so people are thinking about the movie again because they want to go out and buy their own copy to watch it again.
Oh, the DVD.
Yes,
that's a good idea, actually. I
thought that's what you were saying.
But that's why I made the Superman Returns one. It literally came out about 6 months, about between 4 and 6 months after the film came out, which is around the time of the DVD. It sold nothing, which it's a shame, but that's just how people are. It's like everyone right now is hyped for Age of Ultron. Okay, so they delayed the game a couple of months. Oh no, now everyone's excited for Jurassic World.
They delayed another month or so, and oh look, here's the Avengers, and we put Ant-Man in the game. Enjoy.
Yeah,
but
how they did Ultron and the crap they've pulled on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. shows they really give a shit about Ant-Man. It's not just buy our shit because cash.
True.
What do they do on S.H.I.E.L.D. about in regards to Ant-Man?
I just meant with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and this, when they've gone out, because on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. they did go into a little bit of the Ultron stuff, and I'm sorry, it should, like I said, it should be Hank Pym.
Fair enough.
It's like his one big thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
It'd be like a Captain America started to drink now. It'd be like, fuck off, that's Iron Man's one big thing.
True. Yeah, it's too bad that movie tie-in games, they're so fickle, as you put it, because of the fans and or the consumers and when they would be interested in it. Because I liked movie tie-in games, even though a lot of them were horrible. It's like I thought it was cool that it's like, you see the movie and then you get to, play a game where you play as the character or characters from the movie through kind of the movie storyline, and then of course some original stuff too. They wouldn't always follow us around, like Spider-Man and and Spider-Man I think is one movie where the tie-ins were fucking awesome. The tie-in games.
Except for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3, the games, and I say games because there was 2 different versions, weren't that good, but neither was the film. But Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2 they were fun, but they weren't great, if that makes sense. Like, they were fun to play through, but they weren't amazing games. Like, I'd feel completely ripped off buying one of those on the same year, like one of the Batman Arkham games came out.
True.
Right.
And that's another problem as well. Games cost you, like, say, I don't know, $60, I think it is in your money. I think it's like $60 for a game.
That's about right.
If you buy a movie tie-in game, you can complete them usually in 4 to 6 hours. Therefore, you're paying $10 an hour for this game. Consumers don't want to do that anymore. Nowadays, consumers want like 20 hours of gameplay or something.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
That's very true. It's too bad.
Yep.
I guess movie tie-in games aren't viable anymore, which is really too bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a double-edged sword, because on the one hand, we had 1 or 2 good ones, but on the other hand, I'm glad they're gone, because for every 2 good ones we got like a million fucking shit ones.
Yep.
Although with the huge popularity of Lego, I guess that and like the Disney Infinity, like those style games have kind of replaced
Yeah.
the movie tie-in, which actually works out very well because you don't lose the interest like you would in a movie tie-in by having it come out months after the movie, because what people are interested in is not really the movie tie-in, it's the fact that it's a Lego game and it happens to be tied into this movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in theory, because I think part of
Yeah.
it is the movie itself as well. Like,
Well,
there's
it
a
is,
reason.
but
There's a reason I don't own Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is because it's not dependent on the movie license, the movie IP, interest isn't going to wane by the time it comes out because there's always going to be interest for Lego games.
There is.
There is. Lego Dimensions coming soon to a game console near you.
Yep. Lego Dimensions will
Oh
probably be cool.
yes, that's going to be a money sink.
It will. Although, like I've pointed out to
Cheap
people in the
game.
past, well, it's only going to be it's only going to be like bad for people's money if people get the mentality of we must buy everything.
Yeah.
I don't do that with Disney Infinity either. I just buy the ones I want.
Yeah, because I was thinking, if you bought all the figures, when would you have time to play with them all?
True. But
Every
then again,
day.
you're getting like little Lego figures and like mini Lego playset things, and I'm sorry, I like Legos. Even if I don't get play with them in the game, they're still Lego playsets, dude. Come on.
Yeah, they are, but if you were only interested in them, you just buy the packs on their own, not the game. Or you could also buy any of the other Lego ones to do with the similar stuff that's on sale. Besides Portal, which I believe is exclusive, but because I don't think there's actually Lego Portal yet, but there is Lego Portal in Dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Lego Portal, like
video
Valve's
game.
Portal, or
Yes. Portal 2. Lego Portal 2. Coming to a console near you.
Well, Lego Portal expansion pack for Dimensions coming there.
For Dimensions, yeah.
nice.
That's going to be awesome.
I'll show you.
I'm looking forward. What's that, Mo?
Oh, I was just telling Jim I'll show him the picture later.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I look forward to seeing what they do with the portal gun in the Legoverse.
Yep.
Ruby, Ruby, Roo.
Or maybe it'll work like air vents. Only certain characters can go through them.
There you go.
Which would defeat the purpose of how they work, but still.
Yeah.
I don't look for logic in Lego games. I just look for fun.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. But if you're in like the Scooby-Doo playset and you have to help Scooby like escape from the monster, and it's like, okay, fuck it, shell. Hey, Scooby, there's your escape.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I just love the idea of doing like a portal, like say there, and then one there, and just standing here as Superman and using heat vision. Why the fuck not? You're literally making all the way fucking like a fucking constant grate of beams. It'd be awesome.
Yep.
That would be kind of cool.
But no, like I said, with Jurassic World, just to take us back,
Yeah.
like it's looking pretty fun.
It is.
It is. I do want to see the movie. And if there's, I want to see a lot of movies in the theater. Probably not going to happen. Like
Get off your ass and do it.
It's not about that. It's money. But yeah, I still want to see Age of Ultron. I need to see that movie. But
You own a business, just raise the prices if you need more money.
You're a movie guy. You have one job.
Yeah, really.
Pay me.
Only if you pay me for my games.
Oh.
Now, actually, technically speaking, if we were going to do this right, you'd be getting games for free, and I'd be getting movie tickets for free, or like advanced screenings and stuff.
Uh-huh. From who?
Well, not necessarily if you do it right, because there are also people out there that like to buy their own ones.
Yeah.
Well, you buy them too, but I mean, like you look at Richter, like he buys his own games, but he also gets a lot of review copies from like
He does.
developers.
Yeah, he does, but you also have that thing of some developers will only give you the games if you promise it's gonna get like an 89 to 100 score, and I'm like, fuck that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I doubt Richter
Sorry.
does that.
No, I'm not saying Richter does that because he doesn't get he doesn't get like say Grand Theft Auto 5 or like
No, he'll get something like that
stuff.
occasionally, but
Yeah, that was my
he'll get
point.
something like that occasionally, but yeah.
Yeah, that was my point of like there's been developers who have left big companies because they don't like that anymore. There's a load of companies who only care about their Metacritic score, and they're now like, if you don't give us, if you're not going to give us this score, we're not going to give you a copy of our game then. Fuck you. And it's like, and as a result, people, it's like, what? That's why I prefer just going to the store, getting my own game, reviewing the games I was planning to buy anyway, and then just being like, I had fun with it.
Yeah.
See, I think when companies do that, then the reviewers should go ahead and just review the game anyway, even though they don't have it, and just give it a shit score just to spite them.
Yeah, which would equally be as biased and would equally be as pathetic.
True.
But yeah, so yeah, hopefully one of us will see Jurassic World. I do want to see it. Would like to do a review of it eventually. Might go back to review the other. We should do like a Jurassic month or something. Go review the Jurassic Park movies. I think I own all three of them. I know I have the first one, and I think I have the third one. I don't know if I have the second one. I didn't buy the third one before you asked that.
I have all three multiple times.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
And like I said, I will be going to see Jurassic World in the cinema, and I will be on the Gaming Zone reviewing Jurassic World.
Nice.
Oh, what, the Lego one?
Yes.
Cool.
Hence Gaming Zone.
Yep.
I'll have to join you for that. Jim, do you have any of the Jurassic movies?
I do not.
You may need to borrow them from your place of work.
Mm-hmm.
Or place of employment, as it were.
And like I said, if you're planning to buy the game in the first month, then yeah, you can join me.
There you go.
I'm more than likely I will. It's a Lego game that I want to play. I usually buy the Lego games straight out, like pre-order or some shit.
Maul, stop encouraging him. This is why he has no money to go see the movies that he's supposed to review.
Yeah. Hey, I was just being honest. It's like I'm not gonna. Like for example with Jurassic World, I wouldn't have bought. I'm not gonna buy the game until I've seen the film, just because it spoils Jurassic World, and I don't want spoilers.
Right.
Which makes sense.
Right.
I think he's spending $60 on a game. That's 6 movies he could have gone to see.
Yeah, but it's a game I would have bought anyway.
The movies you're going to see anyway.
But yeah, I think we've exhausted, and this has been a pretty good discussion talking about. This was a good discussion about like movie tie-in games. I didn't think it would go there, so that makes me happy. It did. So hopefully Jurassic World will be good.
If you want to see a good discussion on movie tie-in games, check XGR like 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
Just saying.
Fair enough.
Hey, that one doesn't feature Marcus. It features Richter. That's an A+, and it doesn't feature that version of Jim. It features male Jim, so that's even better.
Ha! Nice. Fun
times. But yes, join us next week when we come reconvene. Next week is pay-per-view week, so Around the Pound will be on Saturday next week.
11 p.m. Eastern.
I believe next week's is Star Wars, is it not?
You wrote the
It might
schedule.
be.
You tell me.
Yep, Star Wars: The Force Awakens next Saturday.
Fair enough.
So be here for that one. That should be a fun discussion, talking about Chewie, we're home. So until then, thank you.
Tatooine retirement home.
That'd be great. Ben's Cave retirement home.
Yeah, like I said, they're not.
Yeah, so thank you both for joining me this week for a look at Jurassic Park. Well,
You're
Jurassic World. I keep saying
welcome.
Park.
A pleasure.
And until next week, I was your host, Marcus Shadow. Have a good evening, everybody, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.